Yeah, Jimmy gave me this challenge that I need to prove him that this is not a Wallaby bike. Right, Jimmy?
Exactly. I want you to prove to me why I want a 200mm saddle bike.
Yeah, I want you to put your money into this bike as well. So without trying, without anything, I need to convince you through this video that you want this bike. So when I go on the bike, if we look at how plush the bike, oh, the race mode is on. Let's take that off. So when I go on the bike, look how plush my bike is. Isn't that comfortable? What do you think?
Looks pretty comfy.
Yeah, but do you think it pedals really good?
I don't know. Convince me.
So let's find out. So I'll put the EMTB mode on, and let's do this uphill. So on camera, of course, everything looks like flat, but this is a decent uphill. So if you can just walk with me, let's do that. But let's start from here. So it's a decent uphill. Starting from here, so 200mm travel back, 190 front. So I'll start pedaling from here, no problem. So Bosch is giving me really good assistance. So it's not Wallaby bike. So what is your next question then? Well, are you convinced by this?
It looks pretty good to me. It isn't bobbing and wobbling all over the place.
Yeah, so what do I need to do next to convince you?
Well, how is it in corners?
Corners? Or I'm not trying to. If I sprint this uphill, what about that? You can't follow me. I'm gonna go fast. You need to. So I'll go down. So here we're gonna like cut off, and I'm gonna do it again. Okay. So now I'm sprinting. 200mm travel. Let's put some gears. Would you sprint that?
It looked pretty good to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, but what about on the flat?
Well, there's a trail down there.
Okay.
Should we go there and
let's go see that?
There?
Okay, so we got a flat section here, and you're going to tell me that this bike pedals amazingly well on the flat.
So we have some roots and rocks and whatever. So what I think mainly people think that, yeah, when it's a long travel, it's gonna go up and down a lot. So yeah, I'll show it. So again, just to, not that we're trying to make you think this is the, like, again, we have 40% sag. So I'll make a loop over there and pedal here. Seated or stand, like sprinting?
Let's do both.
Okay, I'll do first the seated one. So because that's how most people ride.
Okay, I'll get a position.
So here we go. I don't know.
Faster! Okay, hey, that looked too easy. There was nothing happening.
Without motor power. So now I don't have any power in the motor. Motor off.
Again with speed. Let me see, get out of the saddle.
No motor.
No motor.
Oh, that's too hard. No motor on that one. Oh, let's put the power on.
Oh yeah, put the power on, but there wasn't a lot of action going on from the bike there.
Okay.
Power on. Let's go. Take a different place.
Way harder to without the power. Come back. So?
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised.
So, is there anything else I can do to convince you?
I want to see you in corners. I want to see this dive through all the travel in the corners.
Okay.
And use all that 200mm.
let's do that. What about this corner here?
Here's a nice flat corner we got here. That's going to challenge you.
It's not too tight though, but we could do some tight ones over there. But this has a lot of speed.
Yeah.
So I'll do this one. So I'm gonna be coming down there nearly without any brakes. So let's see how it goes.
Okay, you made that look pretty easy in that corner, and I think I got to challenge you to...
so you're not convinced yet?
Yeah, I'm not ready to hand over my wallet quite yet, but let's
find something. You pick the corner. Let's
get some nice tight corners, some switchbacks perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of stuff there. Whatever. I'm here to prove.
Okay, let's go do it. And if you check out the conditions today, it ain't exactly loam. It's a bit slippery.
Yeah, we're in the autumn. Nothing is really grippy at the moment.
Okay,
but yeah, this is probably the grippiest we get so far.
Let's go do it.
Okay.
Okay, I think I found you quite the challenge here. We got a nice tight rock corner here. Really difficult coming in. Nice and slippy. And a nice janky exit. And around the corner and all down there. So this is the challenge.
So you really want me to do this one?
Yeah, I'm putting. Yeah, this is the challenge.
You found the most annoying corner where we have a rock inside and then outside, and you need to lean into it as well. So okay, why not? Well, this is again that people said these bikes are so long you can't ride flat corners with them. Well, we have proven that already to the industry. Everybody's following on that. We're doing the long travel now. Okay, let's do that. So you would say that I have issues doing this. Okay.
I'm going to see.
Okay, let's see. Oh.
Okay, here he comes. Tricky entrance. Really tight corner.
I got my pedal kicked off.
It didn't look like it.
Yeah, I unclipped.
Okay, we'll give you another go.
Okay.
It looked pretty good though.
Oh, well, it was pretty good, but it was like that rock clipped I had my shoe. I didn't unclip my.
This is the thing. There's no point being a half challenge. It's got to be a real challenge. Okay, that was really easy looking.
I have more tight corners there. They're not so janky though, but here's one. There's a drop. There's a tree, and you need to corner there. So if you look at that, so you need to turn while you drop into that. There's another, and then there's a right hand, really tight right hander after it. So should we do this one as well?
Why not? Let's do it.
Okay.
Damn, this is a big drop on the corner. Okay, so that's the drop right there. Then around this corner. Then another drop into another corner. Ooh, boy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here he comes.
There's another one.
Oh, and there's another one.
Another one. Okay, so here, that's a tight one. So this is not necessarily something that people ride every day. So it's getting steeper.
Whoa, referee!
So
it's pretty slippy.
That is slippy as well. So there's a rock inside and outside, like a.
I'm gonna try and make my way down there without falling on my ass.
This might be something that the 200 is actually better than the shorter travel. I don't know. You decide. But look, this is a gap. Like, again, on camera probably you can't see it because that's not 3D. So here's a rock. The trail turns like that. You come, and that's the angle of the corner. So like that. And there's a rock, there's a rock. And again, you need to go right over there. So, and these leaves are not making it easier.
No, and
okay.
it's slippy entrance coming in there.
Yeah, it's like a slippery bedrock.
Yeah.
So, dropping in. Okay.
Okay, so continuing on with our challenges here.
Second day.
Day 2. And long travel bike and long geometry, long wheelbase. Getting around a corner. So right up here we got, how would you describe this corner?
Well, this is not entirely built corner, so this is made by one of those machines. So I just tried to dig a little rut there so I don't slip as much as in the first run, like a test run. So I'm trying to show you how the long travel can push through that and not to lose any speed because of that corner. So I'm trying to get as wide as possible here from this double track and corner there and pump from the corner more speed through that. So there's a couple of light choices, but it's really hard to, well, I tend to think that this is part of the trail, so you go there as fast as possible down. You need to control your brakes and then go to the berm. So it's not ideal entrance, you have kind of pump before it, and the first time I slipped there.
But your goal at the end of this is get safely through the corner and gain speed out of it as well.
Yeah, so I think the benefits on long travel is actually that part, for example, you get more grip because you have more travel to kind of, if it starts to slide, you can, the wheel moves outwards more when your bike is on a like an angle. So so what do you think? Like, what do I need to prove here?
I want to see you hit this nice and fast and just pop out of that corner.
Okay, I'll do it.
Nicely done. That looked pretty good.
I wasn't entirely happy about that, but it's really hard to get into that corner. But I think I popped out. I give it a little kick with my feet, as whenever you exit a corner in a race, so I just can't help it to start pedaling immediately if it's a corner where you can, well, this is flat basically, a little downhill.
Yeah.
But I want to do it one more time because it's a fun corner. So I'll take one more run on it. Oh, that was good.
That was so fast. So so pumping through that corner there, coming out and lifting that front wheel and getting it out was,
I mean, you can't really push that corner that much. You need to lean the bike a lot because there's not a lot of grip. And I'm afraid that if I would go like direct to the bank, I would slip off. So that's why I'm leaning the bike quite a lot. So that is not exactly a berm, but I would say that that's a challenging feature on this trail.
Which moves me on to my next one, is popping out of the corner there, long wheelbase here.
Yeah.
Can you manual?
Manual? Why not? I mean, but yeah, give me your insight. Like, what would be the benefit on shorter travel bike on that?
After watching you ride there, I don't see anything.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that shorter travel bike is better at those, what I would say that if you can push, yeah, there's less something to like. You can reach the bottom of the travel and push more. You can generate a little bit more maybe out of it. But outside of that, if we think about the travel in terms of grip, I would take the, like, if you go from to hardtail, for example, that would be hard to rail with a hardtail on the slippery conditions. You would get your rear wheel just out. But yeah, I mean, it's always a kind of a compromise what you want, and yeah, I would stick with this one for that.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure. If you look at my other footage, for example, I'm popping out corners like there's no doubt about it. That's I would every day go with this bike to that race.
Yeah, and to say that this corner is pretty flat. You don't have a whole lot of elevation to pick up a lot of speed into.
No, it's like you enter quite fast, but you enter to the flat. So the main point is to try to maintain as much speed as possible, even after the braking. Try to generate a little bit of speed, like from pumping motion through the corner. But leaning the bike and pumping in the same motion is not very easy. But like you saw it, the low top tube, it makes really easy to lean the bike. So that is the main thing that what you need to be able to do when you are going the corner. You need to be able to lean the bike and make room for the bike to be able to lean. So you're making this really hard again.
Yeah. So I found this really tight little corner here and really flat, and we're going to even make it tighter.
Yeah, and what's this?
It's nice and slippy as well.
So you mean that I need to go over this hump and corner that? And,
yep.
Yeah. So, well, how much speed? Flat out?
Yeah. Max speed. Out of the saddle. Pedals.
Let's see if I land on my face, because that's really slippery. But yeah, there's kind of maybe if I start sliding, there's a little bank here. I can maybe save myself. But yeah, this is totally flat, and I think if we're doing it like this, well, I could go inside, then it makes it even harder. So let's limit it a little bit. So would you say that that's the window between these?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, maybe even narrow this one so we don't have, we need to corner like that. So now it's like a almost 90 degrees corner.
Yeah.
I lost my bank though. I'm gonna change those. Okay. So I'm gonna make a mark here where I need to hit. So I need to hit there. And yeah, I'll be taking speed from that little bank over there. This is not a part of any trail. Well, there's somebody built a jump over there, but yeah. So from here and a flat. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll do it as I would do it in a race. I'm just taking these off so I can see the floor better. So I will, like, imagine this is a race run. Okay? As fast as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ready. Oh, we need to define the exit holes. Okay, so now I went in the limit, but I went wide on the exit. So, okay, let's put some kind of a goal where I need to hit. So that's how we can make it a little bit more difficult. Yo, could we put it in here?
Okay, so you define it.
So we come around the corner tight. I want you to keep going
here
with this. Yeah.
The same direction as.
Yeah.
So I can't.
No.
Cross this line. Oh. Here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went there, but I came in a little bit more narrow. I just wanted to make it a little bit harder. Hard to get more speed. Actually, we don't have enough. I would need to do that jump.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's try. I'll start from here.
Yeah.
More speed?
More speed. That was
Look,
just
I was over,
way
like-
too easy.
I have a 36 tooth and I'm at the third last. I don't know if I can have time to pedal even faster. Let's see.
So let's make it even more interesting.
Okay, so
Let's
limit the in run. So
make it tighter.
here, between these.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put a bigger log on the other side as well, so I can see here. Let's put this here and that one over there.
Yeah. So let's show your line at what you got riding into. So we've got a hump here. This is pretty
I'll
tight.
narrow this down. I'll make it as a oh, this doesn't work. Maybe this one. So that is So okay, so let's put this. Well, it's not gonna stick. So here, I need to go between these.
Yeah.
So now we have a angle of like that. It's not 90 degrees, but like that would be 90 degrees.
Let's do this.
110 degrees. Oh, you never heard that.
That's maybe a bit too tight, but
That's a lot. I mean, I would. I think I have already marks here.
yeah.
But we can narrow that one a little bit more. So we can make this. Oh well, let's keep this one here, but let's move these. So this one limits it more. Here.
Yep.
I need to get rid of this. Okay, so now it's more. So I've been entering from here, so now we need to at least. Yeah, now it's harder. But you moved that a little bit. So I need to see where I'm going. So this doesn't help at all. Like opening here, I still need to
Yeah, it's basically coming in at 90 degrees and having to turn.
do this here. So okay, so okay.
Okay, so now we got tighter
Yeah.
and more speed.
So why this should be harder with a longer travel bike? I mean, I don't get it. Like I have more grip, you know. this for me it's counterintuitive, but yeah. Maybe the pushing out of it, but like look, it's just gonna go well, I think. So I'll try to pedal as hard as I can. Let's see if I can go more gears. I was a little bit braking there, but just to control.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. You haven't been braking.
Oh yeah, but I didn't brake earlier, but now I had to control a little bit. I had to kind of flick it around a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but like you don't see a braking mark here though.
Nope.
It's a little sliding over there though, but that's not from braking. But I was just like when you go in the corner, the braking, you don't brake to slow down. You brake many times to have more grip and control, because when you have your brakes on, when you lean, the bike wants to stand up more. So that creates a little bit more grip in the ground. Do you want to know why this works outside of the suspension and everything?
Do tell us.
Yeah. So cornering can be like this. It works with every bike. So I'll try to explain it as like this is the simplest way I can explain it to people. So there's a lot of like stuff that people please film from there. There's a lot of stuff that people start saying that you need to put your hands like this or your bum like that or point your knees or whatever. That shit doesn't work, because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. The end result looks like that, but that is not what you need to do. If you look at all the pro riders, when they need to do a really, really tight corner, the easiest way to make more the corner smaller, the turning radius smaller, is to lean your bike. Okay, how do you lean your bike? That's the question. So everybody says that lean your bike, lean your bike. How do you lean your bike? So that is the question. How do you lean your bike? So if I try to lean my bike from straight arms and legs, that's the leanest thing I can do. But if I go down and well, it's I'm doing a track stand, something that you should do when you're on the move. But when you go down and lean, that's possible. So that ends up in the result. Let me come from here. So when you go first down and then lean, that's the end result you're gonna see when you corner. So down and lean. That's why your hands look like this, and that's why it looks like that. So my advice to people is that don't drop the cranks first. The point with the cranks is that your feet should be always level to the ground. It looks like I'm dropping my crank, but I'm not. Even though it's doing that. My feet are level to the ground. I'm just making room for the bike when I turn. So that is the only reason why you should do this, to make room for your bike. So that's why we want our seats as low as possible and top tube as low as possible. How low is this top tube? Jimmy, if you think about it, like stand over height, yeah, it's a big bike, 29, 200 mm travel,
yeah,
but the top tube goes as low as possible. As low as possible. There's not much room because the shock needs to move as well and everything. So go down and then put the bike. Don't worry about your hands and whatever. There are stuff that will make you stronger in the corner, like putting your elbow up so you can use your chest muscles. But the main point is to lean your bike. That's it. Down, put the bike to the side. Easy as that.
Okay, that's some good advice there. And,
yeah, you don't need to know
anything. Go and try it out.
Yeah,
like, it's so simple.
Yeah, and that's how I did it. So should we film one from the head on?
Let's do that.
So you can see how it happens. So on that last bit I did, my front started sliding. So if you can see, the front just went there and kicked the log away. So when you're leaning your bike, it doesn't matter that if the fork slides a little bit. And here again, the longer travel helps because the fork doesn't, like the travel doesn't stop. It just can go a little bit further. So you still have some grip. So that is a good example of the long travel helping. But so I didn't need to necessarily move my hands that way that much because the fork started pushing. But when you lean, you're on top of your bike. Like it's not like if you lean like this, I would be on my face if that happens. That was good. So go down and lean the bike. And then you can push whenever the apex is, but that's like next level. Then you have if we go next level, then you have a drop where you need to turn right away, like really steep something, switchbacks and all that. But everything come to this basic feature that you need to go down and push. Same thing is with drops. You just need to go down and push the bike where it needs to be. But practice going like squat on your bike, and you need to put your chin almost to the handlebar when you start doing that, because you need to be able to move your bike. So if you can't go as deep that your chin is on the handlebar, then you need to practice more. But easy when you start breaking it down to this fundamentals. The fundamentals are where the pros are always better than everybody else, and they do this so many times that they can't fail. So average person just does it that they can get it done once, but pros do it every day. They think about it every day and try to betterize it every day. So if you're a mountain biker, you ride every week, every other day, just do at least once or twice this, and I guarantee in 1 year you will be a better rider.
As corners come, this is pretty tight.
So this is the flattest corner. Like, this is even worse than what you showed me before, that way I had to do it. So I'm doubling down on it. So cornering this is 90 degrees basically, and there's a stump here that you need to corner. So how do we do this? And well, I'm gonna do a race version again. So how would I corner this? This is not gonna be the same technique. This is more something. Let's see how I do it. How was it? Was it fast?
That was fast. Tight corners in really slippy conditions.
So let me break it down. So what I did try to go in as straight as possible so I can make my turn over there. So this is just braking here, and then there's nothing. Look, so on this part I'm not braking. I'm braking here, but I'm braking again. I'm trying to brake with my front as much as possible to load it, so I can compress the bike and then turn it over there. So front brake is really important, because with a rear brake you cannot really brake. It's like twice the distance if you go only with the rear brake, and front brake only is half the distance from the rear brake, and then both brakes you can only limit a little bit.
Hey Leo, what you doing there?
I'm making a mark, so I'll demonstrate how the braking works. So braking with both brakes, or with only rear brake and only with the front brake. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive the motor to the limit, so I'm going 25 here, and let's see what's the braking distance with only front, only rear, both.
Okay.
Rear first.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be the. What do you think? Longest or shortest?
Okay.
That's the
quite
rear
long.
only.
So we're looking about 10 meters there.
Yeah, roughly. Okay, so
Front brake
only.
now.
Front only.
Front only.
Yeah.
It's luckily we have really good dental care here in Finland. Okay, so we're less than half the distance on that.
Yeah. I would be less with a little bit better technique. Now I was manual and had to stop braking for a while. But anyway, the half of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Over there is the.
But your point proving that how much power the front brake has in controlling and stopping.
Okay, let's do both. So well, if I would be seated, that would be even shorter because I'm lower in the gravity. So let's do both. Not much from the front.
No.
So this is only 1 meter. So I mean the rear doesn't do a lot of, but I mean it doesn't mean that the rear is useless. And let's see if I do like a what is it called, like a drift?
Yeah.
Right. So that is I bet that's the fastest. That's what I was trying to do. So
Okay, so what brakes did you use there?
both. I was squirming. So we're here. So what was the first? That's the both brakes.
Yeah.
So squirming. Okay, now I do only with the rear and just try to put my foot down, and let's see if I can. But I can't go off that road. Well, not much better. I went off road as well. But look, that's the squirmy one. Well, I'm maybe 10 centimeters less, but I went off-road. So, any other techniques? Was that everything? Maybe I tried to compress more or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's try to use the 200mm travel, so I maybe hop a little bit and then brake. Yeah, that was
pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe the squirming one was the best.
Okay, so what would you use?
Well, the squirming one was a little bit well, if I would have to, I would use that, but generally both brakes at the same time and try to have as much like a downward push. But guys, don't lean back. That is not the way to brake. Like you just go down, like squat and then push. And the point that if you lean back and your front drops or something like that, you're end of the rope and off you go. So, like from all these techniques, I always prefer both brakes at the same time. So, but yeah, if you can a little bit squirm, like so here when I did only with the rear brake, if you can get the bike a little bit sideways, you may be able to slow down. But there's a risk of risk of crashing for sure, like I demonstrated. When you push it to the limit, I mean.
Okay, it's drop time.
Okay, drops. So this is something that you can roll or you can drop, and I'll explain how you can roll it safely and also drop it, and with different kind of techniques. So we have a line choices over there that you cannot roll. Here you can roll. So one mistake that I can see most of the time people doing is that they push themselves back here because somebody said that you need to put your weight back. Don't do it. It's a trap. So what you need to do is that you need to get lower here so you can actually start charging the drop. And let me do this. Well, this is now it's a shoot if I do it, but my point is that I'll try to do it as slow as possible going down this. So how steep it is, like I wouldn't pedal. Even that one is pretty steep to roll up. It's hard to again say how steep. If we drop here to the bottom, I would say 3 to 4 meters is the vertical to the bottom of it. So I'll try to do it as slow as possible. I'll start from here and I'll try to go as slow as possible, steady and slow as possible. So here I go, I prepare for it, and then look at my position. I'm here like this. I'm not pushing my weight back. I'm just trying to be as neutral as possible because the bike tilts. It looks like I'm putting my weight back, but I didn't. I went down and my arms just went straight because the angle of the bike changed. I didn't push myself back. So don't do it.
Let's do that again.
So I'm going to do this as slow as possible. So here I prepare it. And look, I'm not pushing my weight back. I'm just trying to keep my weight balanced. And the bike changes the angle. I'm not pushing my weight back. So if you look at it,
we'll give you an idea how steep this is, yeah.
Yeah, so my point is that don't put your weight back. Just wait until the bike tilts. And then you have, when you're here in the first place, you have more room to work. Okay, so then let's do a drop. So there's a couple of ways of doing drops. And I'm gonna teach you, I'm gonna show all the versions. And then I'm gonna say what's the safest one to start with.
Yep.
So whenever your tires leave the ground, just make sure that you're not out of your depth and try first the smallest drop you can find. So even like a side of the road, a small bank, whatever. But there's a couple of ways. So one way is to try to kind of mani into the drop. So I see people saying that you should always like pull back and try to get your front first. So they kind of think that that's the way to eliminate the front kind of diving in and going over the bars and all that. Well, I would say that that's pretty dangerous way to do it. If you miss that and you already drop and then try to pull that up, that's gonna go even worse, because you're pulling back your weight and you already missed because you need to at least still like have something to lean against when you push. That's gonna end up in a rolling motion and you're gonna go tumbling down there. So then there's another way is to drop so that you have a little bit of speed and you land with your front tire first. And that's one way to do it, and that's a good way to do it usually, because then you can know where you're landing. But that's something that you cannot go in with a brake, because what happens when you push a brake, your front will drop. So you need to let go of your brake before you go in. So that's the only rule there. So for example, if you're doing a manual with a rear brake, the front drops. Same thing's gonna happen here. So that is also when you go downhill with steep stuff, and when you push your rear brake a lot, you have a lot of trouble there. Use your front brake there. That's a good advice. So I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna show the mani version, which is more advanced. Then I'm gonna walk into the one where you just drop your little bit of speed over there, and then we're gonna do something like big. Okay, so the mani first.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, not a lot of speed. So gently pushing back, nothing crazy. Like you don't need to go pulling the bike into the actual manual. You just lean a little bit back so you get off that weight from the front end. So that is a solid way to do it, but it needs more. Like you need to know how to do it. You need to practice it on if you can do it on that kind of drop, so that you land with both wheels at the same time. That's a good one. So here we have a nice landing. We're not hucking the flat. So hucking the flat would be, I would have one more so you can land with your rear wheel. But here I wouldn't land with the rear wheel because you're landing on a slope. So let's do the second version. So what I did there, I was putting my chin to the handlebar first. It was similar if you start going as slow as possible, that chute over there. So I went chin to the handlebar so I can push my front to the ground so I can land front first. So I prefer the second one mostly if I'm, for example, racing blind, because if I start doing that mani and I don't know where I'm landing, it's hard to change the direction. Or if it's a roller, you can turn the drop into a roller. You can brake a little bit just in the lip and then push the bike if you're already like that. So you can choose if you drop, and from here also at the edge of that you can actually start popping. Like blind racing teaches you stuff like that. So it's better to enter anything suspicious like this because you have more room to do. If you're just going like this, you're in trouble. So let's pull.
Yeah, let's send it big.
Send it big. Okay, so I need to be really careful that I don't run off the landing.
Yeah. So is the lines where you're landing is really important for this?
Oh, I don't know where I'm gonna land, to be honest. Maybe I'm gonna try to shoot the bank here a little bit onto the side, because there's more kind of a landing type of thing. So if I shoot from there, land here and corner a little bit at the same time. Or, well, maybe I can shoot. I don't want to land here. That's like 4 meter drop. That's not ideal, but at least at least I land anywhere here is good. Well, I'll do a just straight on shoot maybe land here.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes. Let's see some speed to go back up. Oh, that was small. Woo! So how was that?
That was pretty big. So, of all the techniques we went through, let's roll through them again. So, rolling in, nice and easy first one.
Yeah. And then
Then manual.
the whole point with the rolling in, just go close to the handlebar before you start going down. Then a small mani that allows you to kind of land with both tires at the same time, easier. Then just go with the speed, and with the speed it's important to go like also lower. There you have options to choose what you do, and then launch it. So do a bunny hop at the lip. So bunny hop sends you further, and if there's a gap or something, yeah. But again, if you're here, that makes you a choice to do a bunny hop whenever you see. Of course, you need to be higher if you want to spot, but then go fast down whatever you're doing. So yeah, the only thing I would like to show is the just land with the rear tire, but we don't have anything here to kind of do that. So that has to be left to another time if we don't encounter something here on the way back. Yeah. Okay.
So we've been riding around on some nice little trails here, and what have we come across?
So that's a big drop on the trail.
Let's test that 200 mil travel, because I've just spotted we got some rocks up here.
You want to see me fly?
Let's see. It probably looks like nothing on the camera.
Let me go.
How do you should go up? It's at about. Okay.
Maybe in the video we can.
Okay, so you're gonna ride up
how
it.
steep it is. So I need some speed for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just
I'll check the pathway. There's no rocks, small children or animals.
Okay, I'll just hook that to flat then.
Hook that to flat. Okay. It looked like nothing. There wasn't even a sound out of the bike.
Yeah. Look, this time I used all the travel network. So I was here roughly on the trail. So on the back, of course, I have used several times the all travel. So that's when you corner, you can use all the travel anyway. But then when you land, you have so much of that damping available.
Yeah.
Okay, so that wasn't the point proving that it's a trail bike.
We had to show that as well. Like I was pretty amazing. Like
yeah,
it was just so smooth and
yeah, and I went up that as well, so without any issues. So, is this a obstacle hard enough?
This is
There's a
pretty
little
good
off-camber here. This is not a feature on the trail, but we just made a little leeway into it.
Yeah, but just to give you aspect of what it is like, this is a pretty big rock.
So is that like, of course you need to push from that. So your argument is that I'm gonna sink into the travel. I'm not gonna able to hop on top of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my argument.
Okay, so I have a big e-bike as well. Like a heavy e-bike. With a normal bike I would like just say that that's too small, but so
and just to say, like the line.
The only thing I'm worried about is that off-camber, really.
Yeah, we got a tricky line coming into this. It isn't as easy as it looks.
Head into that first. Just a practice run. Yeah. From here, maybe I just want to get rid of that moss a little bit because it's gonna be slippery.
So
yeah.
Okay, so first attempt we had
Yeah, the MRP plastic. Like, look, it's I don't know how cold it is, but it's quite cold. Maybe that has to do with this. So I cracked off first. First go. Was it pedal or engine? But yeah, it was this bit over here that got knocked off. So I guess I need a new one.
But I think my point is that, like,
yeah,
this is not small at all. This is quite a big.
So,
quite a big rock to get up onto.
Yeah, you just show the footage of the first one. That was not my like serious attempt. I'm gonna make a little bit more room to, because it's so off camber. So that's why it's like even the trail building.
Shovels for feet.
Also have a tiny rupture in my MCL from a crash at the Madeira ice, Madeira here, so I'm trying to a little bit be careful about that. Okay, so I'm gonna try to coming from here and pop here. So this is in an angle like that. So I'm trying to aim there. So because now I went here. So I think the thing hit somewhere here. This is so, like I'm going in this kind of angle if I go here. So ideally I would do that, but I don't want to go into that puddle. Okay, let's try again. All right.
Good. No way! I'm down. No way!
It's a little bit intimidating, but yeah.
That was so easy.
Oh, well, fuck off.
You made it look so easy.
I mean, I'm not a jibbing guy. For most people who jib a lot, that might be easy, but yeah, now it's doable. But still, I was worried about like hitting something there. So,
yeah. But
yeah, so again, yeah, shorter travel bike would be easier. So I don't see Danny McCaskill using a full suspension. Well, he's riding a full suspension, but if you look at the suspension, it's like hard as hell.
But like, yeah, but when we narrow it down, this is not 100% of what we're riding.
No. This is just
a fun little section that we threw in.
I can bunny hop over the trees, and it's all about technique. So most of the people don't even try those things to go over a tree. But yeah, there's a technique that you hit your front tire first, and then like there's like a moto technique that you wheelie into it and hit your front and go over it. And here, basically, I would do the same, but it's off camber here. So it's like you need to go all the way in.
Yeah,
you can't really. If you hit your front here, you're gonna slip with this rock at the moment. So the tires are so muddy and all. But anyway, it wasn't too easy, but yeah.
You made it look easy.
Yeah, of course. Every time something is hard and somebody does it, it looks easy. Usually is when it succeeds. People want to ride this kind of stuff most of the time, and this is like e-bike takes you everywhere. So what's the disadvantage to have more travel on trail like this is the question. I think that we have a perfect bike here that this is the bike that all the industry wants, you know? Like, it would be so much fun to market this. I mean, if you had a huge marketing budget and you could do this like big launches, and you would know that it pedals this good and it's so comfortable. And even though you can sell this to normal rider, whoever, like who would never ride this kind of stuff, like just normal stuff, but wants really cool bike. And I mean, I think that the biggest thing for people to not consider this bike is that they think that I'm not doing that kind of stuff that we do. But it's all marketing, you know? Like, Jimmy, we know because we do a lot of marketing, and this is basically what we're doing here, our marketing at the moment. But we try to be always as authentic as possible, really.
Yeah.
And but like, you represent a little bit more like you used to do all the kind of crazy shit when you were younger.
Back in the day.
Yeah. So now when you go for a ride, you're not like, of course you ride the same stuff that I do when we come here, but I mean you ride more like this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So like if I go back in the day when doing the crazy shit, I had my trail bike, I had my enduro bike, I had my downhill bike. So I was running 3 different bikes to do 3 different types of riding. And like honestly, after riding today with Sonni,
you've been riding the same bike here.
I can say that, you know, I don't need 3 bikes anymore.
Yeah.
Because this truly is one bike to do it all at the end of the day. And this is like I'm putting the marketing hat to the side here and being completely
But would you lose
open.
would you lose anything
Nothing.
buying this bike and not doing all the crazy shit?
No, it still pedals amazingly well on the trails. Like these trails you see here are flat.
Yeah.
They're nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But then when we come to the crazy stuff, we still have all that in the back to do it.
The advantage of having more travel, even on this kind of stuff, is that it's more comfortable.
True.
It's so much more comfortable. I'm like, I have my wrists are aching. I'm not young anymore. Like, even though I do all that crazy stuff, I have injuries. I have like pains and all that kind of stuff. I want something that is taking all that away, and I can concentrate on my riding. And this is like, why would I design a bike that would be shit to ride?
Exactly.
That's like there's no market gap that we're like charging in, that like people are like craving for it, because we have what do we have like against is that everybody else in the market has a different bike, and we already did that with geometry, so we're not shitting people over some idea that we want to just have like you remember when fat bikes came along. Like everybody's marketing that these bikes are good for everything, like you can do whatever, and 2 years went by and people are like, they're really only good on snow and really soft sand. Okay, so that's what they were made for, but it doesn't mean that you cannot ride it everywhere. But I mean, the whole point of it is that what's the advantage of having some kind of bike, or is it more expensive? So this is not even more expensive, let alone you get high precision CNC machine stuff. Also, you can change it to shorter travel if you want. I mean, the shorter travel option, I would choose that bike if I would be shorter, for example. So, or I would just want more ground clearance. So if we go shorter travel, you go on a fork, you go 2 centimeters down. With the BB, you go 2 centimeters down roughly. And if you even put it on mullet, you would have extra 1 centimeter lower as well. So you would go 3 centimeters lower on the standover height. Mm-hmm. That would put you lower in the gravity point as well. Well, you lose some of that clearance, but if you have only those paved corners, whatever, you will. It's more like you can push more to the ground. You have more ground feedback if you really want that. But if you're not into ground feedback, less travel is not the way to go.
If I talk how it is for me, that before today, I probably would have went with a shorter travel bike based on these basic trails that I ride and not having a whole lot of time to ride. I would have went, but after riding this, carrying 15 kilo backpack.
Oh yeah,
with all the camera equipment.
Is over there. Let's just look at it. Like, so this is open, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like this is what you're carrying
Yeah, and it's fully loaded with a couple of cameras, lenses, and drones and all. But my point, if we talk about my point, is that after riding this, that I've changed my mind from going with what I thought the shorter travel would have been.
I haven't even done all the stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, the
comfort level of riding, and especially being an e-bike, you're seated a lot more in a bike. I don't see a point of.
Okay, one point. Like I hear people saying that the steep C-tube angle doesn't work on flat. So what's your?
No. Oh no! I didn't even know. No, absolutely. Oh yeah, because like carrying a heavy backpack, you tend to like on my old bike. The front wheel will be up the whole time.
I'll explain why people think that, because most of the time the fork is short. Your hands are very, very low. So well, that's not ideal position anyway. So we have like this distance is also a little bit shorter. So when you pedal, you're nicely, just your hands are where you want them to be, and like you're not like that. That is one point, having a longer travel fork. It's better for average riders to have the handlebar a little bit higher. When you go steeper downhill, you're not like all the way here, already going over the bars. So the seat being like that, it opens your hip angle. Your neck is not like this. Look, these are all stuff that you just notice when you start getting a little bit older, that you don't want to ride like that. You want to ride more like this. So this is a bike that works really good for everyone, just guaranteed. And if you don't like it with a longer travel, you can always go a shorter travel. You don't need to do big investments. If you have the ZEB fork, I don't have it here, this is a EXT, but if you have the ZEB fork, I don't know about the EXT, I don't know how the internals work on this, but if you change just the rod inside here, it's the same fork as the 160, 190, except the air shaft. It's just I don't know, 40 euros if you buy only the equipment, but the changing is really fast. And here, of course, you need to change the shock with the yoke, but we can guarantee that it's like, if you buy this bike, you're gonna love this. But if you want to go lower in the travel, we'll come forward to help you to do that. Like, absolutely.
So at the end of the day, is this bike better than what I have at the moment?
Yes. This bike is better than what you have at the moment. Like, let alone all the innovations we have with the CNC machining. This is so easy to service. There's so many like things that like you don't have with your bike. For example, the keyless. There's you can open the battery compartment without a key. Of course, you need an Allen key, but still, it's like a. You don't need to unthread anything. It just opens like that. All kind of crazy features that you don't even think about when you're buying a bike. Let alone, we don't have this. Like, I don't know what's wrong with the industry. It's so like fashion driven or whatever. I don't know, but like we don't do those internal cable routers that enter from the this headset. Like. What do we really gain by changing this to over there? It's so hard to service. It's so hard to I mean, why? This is really good when it goes here, and if you crash, if your cable goes through that, it's gonna be all around the inside of this frame, rubbing the frame. Like, I don't know, it's gonna pull the cable somewhere or whatever. And yeah, so I mean, yeah.
End of the day, to summarize it, is there's no disadvantages.
We're really like we're just I think we're like we're fighting the status quo every time we have an idea, and like that is the hardest part. Like, having ideas is that just you need to tell people how it works, what it is, why you should get it, and that is something that like if you do something differently, people are like, oh, they're doing that differently. How do you kind of define like how do you make your decision to go there? I said it would be hard for people to see how do you do this decision, for sure. But like one thing at a time, I would say. Like this is one. Like just believe me that this is good, and the best part, you can change it. Shorter travel. That's the main point. And on e-bikes, 160 rear it's short travel, I would say. Like there's no point of having e-bike with 140. I would say it's like you use that travel instantly. You have more
with
weight
all that extra weight. Yeah.
Okay. So is this bike made for this? Well, yes and no. I would say that. I mean, the suspension itself doesn't make it any worse riding this. Again, it's even better because if you have potholes or whatever, you can ride this. So, I mean, if you're buying an e-bike and you want a good e-bike, why wouldn't you buy this? Because this is like if you're gonna get a full suspension one, maybe I would say that the shocks and forks are a little bit maybe kind of too fancy, I would say. But if you're gonna do any of that, why not? And this bike is really competitive priced. So, but one thing you can always find with our bikes is that all the components have been selected so that it shreds out of the box. So if you're not gonna shred, your son will or somebody will, and it's easier to sell a bike that shreds after all if you want to change at some point. So
yeah, I'd like to talk a little bit there. You mentioned about value for money.
Yeah.
And people always associate being very high-end brand, very expensive, but in reality it's not.
No.
Like what the customer is getting at the end of the day.
If we compare to some of the biggest, you can get the same well, a little bit better components actually with the same money, but you get this recyclable. This is not carbon composite, which is not recyclable at all. It is made in Europe, fair game. Like everyone who works for the company gets fair treatment with paychecks and working hours and everything, except me. But yeah, so passion driven. That's what it says. My point is that when you buy one of our products, you know that it's made well, and we're here just for people that ride bikes. We want to make bikes that we want to ride, and we know that we want to ride this bike, you want to ride it as well. So
one cool thing you talk about with the frame is like it's zero waste. Can anybody do that? Can anybody manufacture a frame that has zero waste?
Oh, that's a car. Even the surface treatment with us is zero waste. And if we think about our landfill, even there is only 5% from the total waste that they get, like the local recycling center. They only get 5% of landfill. So overall, I would say that this is most eco-friendly bikes. Well, northern Scandinavian. Scandinavian electricity is also it's hydro. Yeah. So we don't burn. That's all like nuclear or hydro. So I mean, that is not the obvious thing when you buy one of these. But I mean, that's one quite important one. Also, we don't use carbon composites in our production nearly at all. So it's up to the customer if they want to have carbon wheels or something like that.